Keith, hold on a sec. All right, now I'm back. Welcome back. The Browns took with the 91st pick Anthony Schwartz, wide receiver Auburn from Auburn. I think it's a good, an interesting and a good pick, and it could work out. And he put up some big numbers, and I think he's going to do well with the Browns. Keith, what are your thoughts on this?
Yes, Anthony Schwartz is 6 feet, 185 pounds from the University of Auburn. He's very slight, but the Browns think they can beef him up during training camp. The Browns are going to primarily use him as a slot receiver. This guy is a prolific pass catcher. He's able to catch the ball almost out of nowhere, which is what the Browns are sorely needing, despite the uncertain future of the current wide receiver named Odell Beckham Jr. As I said, while his future remains uncertain, the Browns need to show up at the wide receiver position in order to maintain their offense. So Anthony Schwartz was a much-needed draft pick for the Browns as far as their offensive capabilities. And do not be surprised that in the later rounds that they're going to address their offensive line, because the Browns do need to shore up the offensive line and perhaps draft some players that can use as depth. It possibly could be used as starters in the near future. So I would look for the next two picks, maybe tomorrow, to address the front offensive line and maybe getting some help at that position to shore up the offensive line and add depth.
And I can agree with you on that wholeheartedly, 100%. And I think they will do that in the later rounds tomorrow. I think probably maybe because they got two picks in the fourth round, they could do just that. And so, Keith, I want to thank you for being on. I'll check back with you tomorrow in rounds 4, 5, 6, and 7. So I'll talk to you then, buddy.
You'll see you then.
All right, bye-bye. That was my buddy Keith Norman. New England Patriots with 96. They just took Ronnie Perkins, defensive end, Oklahoma. That's who they just took. And I think they needed a defensive end. And I think that was a good choice. But I thought they were going to take a guard or a safety. That's what I thought. But they took but it was a defensive end from Oklahoma. And I think he's going to be a great addition to the Patriots. And along with Cam Newton. And I know Belichick is still trying to wants to have that chance to get Jimmy Garoppolo back.
This is a New England Patriot through and through. Scheme versatility, can play with his hand down.
And this could be, this pick I thought was a good pick. And now the Chargers are back on the clock. And their pick is in. We're waiting for it to find out who they selected. We have two more picks to go after this one. Well, 3 more picks. And so we're starting to wind down round number 3 and night 2 of the NFL draft. So this will probably be the last segment. I apologize for the technical problems. And I'm glad I got to re-record that segment with my buddy Keith Norman from who I do sports with down at Magnolia Clubhouse, and who you can hear on the Big Show on Sports Radio AM 850 WKNR with Tony Rizzo as a frequent calling guest. Now we're going to find out who the Chargers has selected with the 97th pick in the draft. And they have selected Trey McKitty, tight end, Georgia. And I think I had a feeling that the Chargers were going to take a tight end in the second or third round, and they did just that. And I think this was a good choice. So, Baltimore took Ben Cleveland from a guard from Georgia. Buffalo took Spencer Brown. I'm trying to find out what his position is. I'll get it to you in just a moment. But right now, it's the Denver Broncos back on the clock, and their pick is in. So we'll find that out in just a moment. We're waiting to see who that. But I think Denver's going to take either a cornerback or or a guard. I think they're going to take, but we'll see. And Denver wants to really get back. I think they're going to take either a defensive end. They've already taken a guard, a defensive end, or a right tackle. Now we'll see what happens, and we're waiting for their pick to be announced, and we will. And because the Broncos pick is in, we're waiting to see who they have selected with the 98th pick in this draft. So we shall see who Denver has taken in this round of the draft at the 98th pick in this third round of the draft. So we'll see in just a moment. But the Broncos really want to get improve this season and get back to the playoffs, and it's just that's why they're really wanting to make some moves in this draft. And I just really feel they're going to try to really another team to make some moves in on this draft. We've had 4 Ohio State Buckeye players go off the board, and still a lot of good prospects on the board too. So we're about to find out right now who Denver has selected with the 98th pick in this draft.
With the 98th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Denver Broncos select Quinn Miners, guard, Wisconsin Whitewater.
Quinn Miners, Wisconsin Whitewater. That's who they chose. This was an interesting pick. But it's an entertaining pick as well. And he's a guard in Wisconsin Whitewater University he went to. So I think this might have, they do need a guard, and I think this was a good pick. And 99, Dallas is back on the clock. And their pick is in. We'll have that one in just a moment. I'll have it when it is revealed. And the Tennessee Titans have the 100th pick when we get to that one. And I think the Cowboys this time are going to take either an edge rusher, a wide receiver, or a cornerback. We shall see, because the pick is in, and we're going to find out in just a few moments who the Cowboys have taken with this pick. And so we will find out momentarily who the Cowboys have selected with this pick in the draft. So, and we're going to find out momentarily who they have selected with this pick in the draft. But they've picked some good players tonight. Also, Chauncey Colton from but I think they're gonna. But the Cowboys they want to improve. They want to get back to the playoffs and improve on that 6-10 record. And they do need some help in a lot of areas. But they have a good defense. It's just their offense. Their defense needs help. And I think Matt's brother Pat Murphy would agree with me on that. And we're about to find out right now who Dallas did select with this pick.
Dallas Cowboys select Nashawn Wright, defensive back, Oregon State.
They selected Nashawn Wright, and it's he's a cornerback, Oregon State. And that's it. I'm quite surprised with this one, because I thought they'd take either a defensive end or a wide receiver, but I guess they needed a cornerback, and I think this is a good choice. So, and now the Tennessee Titans are on the board with the final pick in the third round, the 100th pick in the third round of the 2021 NFL Draft. The pick is in. We're about to find out in just a few moments who they have taken, and they want to do better. They were first in the AFC South. They want to do better than that 11-5 record, which was a good record, but they want to do better. They've got linebacker Bud Dupree, and they were first place in the South since 2008. South side, first AFC South title, division title. Defensive 19 sacks, fewest playoff team in the last 44 seasons. The draft is in commercial. We're going to wait to find out. The draft will return in just a moment to find out who they have selected in this year's draft, and with this pick in this year's draft. And I'm still looking to find out with the 93rd pick, the Buffalo Bills took Spencer Brown. I'm trying to find out what position he is, and I'm trying to find out and what college he came from. He's an offensive tackle from Northern Iowa. That's what he is. And I think that was a good choice for Buffalo, because they needed an offensive tackle. I had a feeling they might take one, and they did just that. So I think with the Titans, they're going to go with either a wide receiver or a offensive tackle. Either one. We'll wait and see on this one, but hopefully this pick is going to come in just a few moments, because I've got just a few minutes left, and we're starting to wrap up this night 2, rounds 2 and 3 of the NFL Draft 2021, and there's been some surprising picks this time, and tonight in these 2 rounds of the NFL Draft, and hopefully the draft is going to return here in just a few moments, because I want to get this pick in so I can wrap up this special edition. So, but this has been, I've been enjoying it. I've had a lot of fun, and I want to thank Keith Norman for checking in with me a couple of times, both in the second round and third round. He'll check in with me hopefully again tomorrow, and I'm hoping that this is going to come back in just a moment, that the draft is going to come back. So hopefully we'll get the draft back in just a moment, so I can get this pick in before the clock runs out. I'm hoping I can that this draft is going to come back. Hopefully we're going to get it, and it's back. The pick is in. And I'm hoping it's going to come in before the clock runs out. Please let this pick come in. Yeah, and I think we're about to find out who the Titans selected right now, and we are going to find out right now. And they have selected with the 100th pick. The Tennessee Titans have selected.
2021 NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans select Elijah Molden, defensive back, Washington.
Elijah Molden, cornerback. Is a quarterback from Washington, Elijah Molden. And I'm surprised. I think they needed a quarterback, and I guess they wanted one, so that's who they got. And I think that's a good choice. And he put up some big numbers with Washington, and I got to tell you, he was a second team all Pac-12 in 2018-2019, 153 tackles, 5 interceptions, 25 passes defended. Well, the Rounds 2 and 3 are in the books. I'll be back tomorrow with 4, 5, 6, and 7, the final day. 3, 2, 1. I'm done. See you.